Now see, now see how a Java program can be written for this. Let us consider we have a class A and there is a constructor A. Within that constructor, I have defined, here I am defining a variable x, and within that constructor I defined a value, and here I am writing system.out.println. Within that I am writing I am parent, because A is the parent. Okay, so this is I have wrote, that's all. And then I am writing void show. Here is the method. Here I am writing system.out.println. Within this I am writing, yes, I am parent class method. So I wrote like this, and this is your class A. Now let's have another class B. Today's class is very important because every program, whatever program you are going to write in Java, you need to use this very basic concept of inheritance. So let us try to write class B. Class B. So class B is also another class, okay, which is basically a child class. So what should I write here? In class B, I am going to define y, and then there will be a constructor. So here, what I am going to write, I will explain later. I am writing super, and then I am writing y equals to 20, and then system.out.println. There is no space here, that's why I am writing like this. I am child. Okay, so this is your B constructor, and then I am writing void disp. Within that I am writing again system.out.println. Yes, I am child class method. So see what actually happened. Let us try to understand our program. So what I have done, let's see here. Let's define this part as per our program. What I have done, so I have defined a class. The name of the class is A, and then I have defined a constructor, and then I have defined a variable int x, and then we have defined a method void show. This is all about parent class A. Now we have defined a class B. We have B constructor, we have int y, and we have void disp. So these are the two things we have, and the most important thing, this relationship, until or unless they are relation does not existing, nothing happens, like parent and child. So to make that happen, what should I write here? The child B will tell that I am the son of A. That is most important. So here extends A. So this is how we are making this possible. And if I am writing this extends A, then only it means that now I have a parent-child relationship. So this is two classes which we have defined so far. Let us try to create another class, class C. Now here we are going to write public static void main, then string AR, and then finally what we will do, remember we are not going to create any object of the parent, rather than we will create an object of the child. So B1 equals to new B, and then B1 dot so B1 dot disp, and that's all. This is the main program that we have defined here within this. So we have another class C, which is actually containing main method, from where our execution will start. So this is the main idea behind this inheritance. This is known as single inheritance. So whatever we have discussed so far, single inheritance, where there will be one child for a parent. So we have a parent, we have a child, and there is a relationship. This is mandatory. And then we defined each of them. This is one class, this is another class, and then finally we are creating an object of B, and through the object of B class, not only I am calling the methods of B class, but also I am calling the methods of the A class, which is not at all a part of B class, rather than it is a separate class but act as a parent for B. That is only, and due to this extends A, the features of class A can be accessed through class B. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So let us try to execute our program so that we can actually, I need your full concentration here. Okay, and I also want to say to all of you that please go through website, YouTube channel as well, and see this tutorial. Okay, whatever you are learning right now, that's okay, but you should complete this tutorial from YouTube as well. Okay, so let us try to execute our program. So what actually happened, the first step, as you know, step 1, we need to save. So save as anything d.java in D drive, no problem. So step 1 is over. Now we go to step 2. Step 2 is compile. So what we will do, we will go to the D drive and then we write javac, and here actually there is no space, that's why I am writing here. Okay, javac, then the name of the program is d.java. So d.java. So once it is compiled, what actually happened in the D drive, basically, in the D drive, you will get a.class file, b.class file, c.class file as your d.java program contains one class B, one class A, one class C. So you will get A dot class, B dot class and C dot class. So, so the step 1, as I said, so this is our step 1. We will save our program. Then step 2, we will compile. Then you will get this. If you go to the D drive, you will get A dot class, B dot class and C dot class. And finally, when we run, so when we run our program, so here we will write D drive, then Java, and then what should I write? The name of the program is C, because here, see here, the class which contains main method is C. Yes or no? So what should I write here? Java space C. Don't think otherwise that it is Java C and it is Java space C. No. C is the name of the program. I have defined with the name C. That's why I am writing like this. So Java C. And if you press enter, now you think very carefully what actually happened. So if you press enter, first of all, it will go and C drive and find out the main method. Yes, my method is there. And within main method, what actually happened? B. So B1. So there will be a reference in the memory with the name B1 will be created, as you know already, and there will be null. But here, when it come to this line, it tries to create an object B1. But listen very carefully, it directly go to the constructor of B and see this beautiful keyword super. What is its meaning? Its meaning is go and find out who is your parent. So whenever super method is being called, and super would be the first line, okay? So if I am writing super here, it will go and check who is my parent and immediately call the constructor of the parent. So what it means, even though I am writing B1 equals to new B, before completing its own constructor, it go and find out the parent constructor and call the parent constructor first. So what actually happened? This is your parent constructor. So when super keyword is being found, first it will check who is my parent, and then immediately it will go and find out the who is my parent, where is my parent constructor. If found, immediately executed. So x will be 10. So here x will be 10, and then I am parent. So in the output I will get I am parent. So even though I am calling the object of the child class, it will first call the constructor of the parent class. So it will print I am parent, and then once it is completed, it immediately go to the next line after this. So after completing this line, it will go just after super and execute this. So y equals to 20. Now it will print I am child. So here it will print I am child. So what actually happened? It will come here, execute the parent constructor, go back to the next line after super and execute this y equals to 20, and then it will print I am child. Now once the execution of the child constructor completed, or its own constructor completed, your execution of this is completed and object creation is also completed. Now B1 dot show. See, show is the method of the parent class and B1 is the child of the, B1 is the object of the child class. So you are trying to call child class object name, parent class method name, and this is all right. There is no issue. It will just go and call this method. So we will get yes, I am parent class method. So it will all right, no issues. So it will complete it successfully. So if this line will be complete, and b1.disp is always okay because it is its own method. So definitely it will call, and then we will get yes, I am child class method. So I suppose you all of you understand this beautiful concept of inheritance in a very small way. Okay, so what we have discussed so far in the part 1, I said we defined all these 3 classes, class A, class B, class C, and then we saved them. Okay, so we saved, we compile, and then we run. So when we run, while running, it will directly go to, because I am writing to call the constructor of the B class, but before completing the execution of the B class, whenever it will find super keyword, it check who is my parent, immediately go to the constructor of the parent and execute them. Once it is completed, it will go back just to the next line after from where it is being called, and then it will tries to complete the execution of the child execution of the constructor of its own. Once it is completed, then your object instantiation will be completed, and then you are trying to call through an object of the child class a method of the parent class, and it is all right only due to this extent. Say if this relation does not exist, you cannot call. So in that case, this will be an object of some other class, and this is an object of some other class. Sorry, this is a method of some other class, so it is not possible. But here, as we have an inheritance relationship, a parent and child relationship being done, and that's why we are able to run our program. So this is a very simple concept of single inheritance. Now moving further, so I think this is clear to all of you. Any question I will take, don't worry.